Hello.
Hi, I'm Nina.
Hi, I'm Paul.
We are Wheelingit, and that is the Beast.
The Beast.
And today we are going to talk about the big Beastly solar battery upgrade because we've just done a huge upgrade.
Massive.
We originally had 600 watts of solar and 440 amp hours of lead acid battery. And now we've upgraded to?
Now we've upgraded to 1500 watts of solar and 600 amp hours of lithium. So you'll see that a little bit later.
So now we're gonna go meet our installer, Solar Guru, and then we'll go inside and show you a bit of the system there.
All right, see ya.
Okay, we're back with Marvin, aka Marvelous Marvin, of Precision RV. This was actually the gentleman who installed our original solar system back in 2010, and we liked it so much that we asked him back for the big Beastly upgrade. And one of the many things we like about Marvin, apart from his great work, of course, is the fact that you are a full-time RVer. So how long have you been RVing?
We've been RVing for 13 years.
And you have solar on your rig.
Of course, we have solar, we have 900 watts, but we live with it every day. So other than just installing it, we have real world experience every day.
Yeah, you've pretty much had solar since the beginning. And
Yes.
actually in the last park, I don't even think you bothered hooking up.
No, it was kind of funny. Our neighbor next door came over about 4 days into our stay and said, do they know what they're doing? They're not even plugged in. We didn't need it, so we just didn't plug in.
And his electric bill was $1.50, just so you know. That was the minimum that actually the park could charge. So let's go inside from here and have a look at the system. So we're back inside the RV. We're actually inside our bedroom, and this is now the heart of the solar system and what Marvin has been working on for days. We've got all the components here except the solar panels, of course. On the top here is our hybrid inverter. In the middle here are our very sexy array of 600 amp hours of lithium battery. And in the bottom, behind this grill, are full solar controllers. Now the biggest decision that we made was to go lithium. And that's part of where your expertise came in. So tell us a little bit about what makes lithium different.
Sure. Well, the one advantage is weight. So for some people, the weight savings is a benefit.
And it's about half of what we had before.
Yeah. The other big benefit is the way the batteries can be charged. So basically they can charge at 100% full charge, whether it's from your inverter charger or the solar, without going into the long phase of absorption. So that's one of the biggest benefits, I believe, with solar.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're utilizing your solar more than you would with lead acid, because
Definitely.
Instead of going into that absorption phase and losing all that solar, you're actually using it for your batteries.
Yep.
But they're also, maybe one of the disadvantages is they are a little sensitive to temperature. They do have to have a lot of controls on them, which is why we're sitting in the bedroom. So installation wise, what is it that you have to do with lithium that's different?
Well, with most lithium, yes, temperature becomes an issue. I mean, life cycles are life cycles, so 77 degrees is normal temperature. You want to keep them somewhat close to that. You can use lithium below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but you don't want to charge them. Just the other extreme, if they get too hot, like a lot of outside compartments can get, isn't going to be good for the health of them either.
Right, and that's exactly why we bought them inside. And then another thing is there's all this computer stuff going on. And you installed stuff on top of the stuff too. So tell us a little bit about the computer stuff.
Well, with these batteries, we installed a battery management system. So it does literally have a computer that is running the batteries. And it's going to protect for over voltage, under voltage, and the extremes of temperature, so that if it falls into those parameters outside of that, then it's going to turn the batteries off to your whole coach. We did put in a manual override so that
that was a nifty little feature, yeah,
so that you can override it, and you've got all the information on a lovely screen. So
right, yeah,
you have total control of it.
And then another really cool thing is we're pairing our lithium with our hybrid inverter. And one of the things that Marvin came up with, which we would never have thought of on our own, was actually to split our main panel and put in a sub panel so that we can run all these heavy loads off our lithium. Because that's one of the advantages of lithium, is you can run heavy loads, which you would never dream of doing with lead acid. So tell us a little bit about the sub panel.
Well, your original inverter out, which was outside, we brought it inside because it was more convenient for the battery run and everything. But your old inverter didn't have a sub panel, so you only had 2 circuits on it, the microwave and outlets. We've added the front air conditioner, the washer and dryer, and every outlet in your RV is now powered off of the hybrid. And also, when you're plugged into shore power or a small generator, you have the capability to share 5 amps, 10 amps, that shore power with the batteries, and pretty much do whatever you want.
And we have already tested this. Actually, yesterday I did do 2 loads of laundry, and we ran the air on the lithium because we were trying to draw them down. So yeah, it was interesting. It actually works. The last thing we have in here is behind this grill we have our 4 solar controllers. One of the other changes we made was going from a single controller to these 4 separate kind of modular controllers. And one of the reasons for this, apart from panel reasons, was that we really wanted networkability. One of the things we said to Marvin is, look, we want to be able to sit down and geek out on all our data on our computers, and we want everything to be networked together and programmable on the fly. And you helped us choose the Blue Sky.
Yeah, the Blue Sky is very convenient that way. You can add up to 7 controllers if you get into a really large system. We have the Blue Sky module, which talks to the controllers. In turn, all that information shows up on your laptop. And the Blue Sky also works by having 1 master controller and then all the slaves you want, and it controls all the rest. So it's just 1 setting, and they all work the same.
And then another thing that the Blue Sky allowed us to do is keep our old panels. So we have 2 slightly different types of panels now. And so we were able to put 1 set of panels on a couple of controllers, and then the new panels on the other controllers. Yep. So mix and match is kind of...
Yeah, the Blue Sky makes it very easy. Again, if a customer or like you had some higher voltage panels that didn't match electrically with your new ones, so we were able to use your old panels, put them on their own controller, put the new panels on a new controller, and everybody's happy.
So that's pretty much the heart of our system. We're going to go up onto the roof, and you're going to be able to drool a little bit over the number of panels we have up there. But in the meantime, we just drool a little bit over the lithium right here. So we'll see you there.
Bye.
We're gone. We're on.
Hi everybody, welcome to our roof, which is now full of solar panels. So what you're looking at here is our 1500 watts of solar, and it's divided into 3 systems. So at the back, the 5 sort of darker black panels in the back are one of our new systems, 500 watts of panels back there. The second system is sort of the whitish ones. Those are our old panels. So you can see 6 panels here also in parallel, which are slightly higher voltage than the ones at the back. So that helps with the voltage drop a bit. And then over here to my left, we have 4 panels which are connected in 2 parallel strings of 2 series panels, if that makes sense. But Marvin here will help us a little bit make sense of that. So Marvin, why don't you tell us a little bit about sort of the placement of the panels and some of the important things in regards to that.
Sure. I think one of the most important aspects of placing panels is shadows. You have shadows on panels, you're basically deleting the panel to some extent. As you can see back on the back air conditioner, we're early morning here, but it's throwing a shadow. So getting the largest panel, in my opinion, isn't necessarily the best way to go about it. You need to look at where the panel's going to be placed, where the air conditioners are, air vent covers, skylights, etc.
And that's part of the reason we went with the thinner panels. It really does allow for that placement to be more optimal.
Yeah. And Paul and Nina did opt to go with some very high efficiency panels, which means we were able to get more watts in a smaller footprint, avoid all shadows in almost all times of the year. So it worked out really well.
Another thing we did is with these last 4 panels here on the front of the RV, we placed them in a different configuration instead of doing all of them in parallel. We have 2 in series and these 2 in series, and then those 2 sets connected in parallel for a couple reasons. And Marvin, can you tell us why we did that?
Yeah, after collaboration with all 3 of us, part of it was the geekiness of it. Because of the modular controller system, we could do that. Also, these panels are the farthest away from the combiner boxes, which are toward the rear of the RV, and so we wanted to have the least amount of voltage drop overall, which allows us to use the appropriate wire and get the least amount of voltage drop at the end.
Yep, so it was partly geeky, partly technical, and we like both those things.
Yeah, very much.
So this is the last piece of our solar installation. It's the screens where we can see everything happening. Marvin installed these in the middle of our coach. The top screen here is the screen for our battery management system. We can actually see the charging activity. We're producing about 22 amps right now. It's 9 a.m. in the morning and it's kind of overcast. And we can also see our battery capacity, and this is also where we can see the individual cells, what they're doing. That's on a different screen here. And then we also have our IPN Pro remote. This is for our 4 charge controllers. We can see what's going in and out of each charge controller, as well as what the overall system is doing. And that really is the full set. So that concludes our solar tour. We're out in the boonies. We've been enjoying the system for several days. It's working really well. And yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and
We'll see you down the road.
time.
Yeah.
Bye.